Good day, everyone. My name is Lovely Jennifer Armado, and I am the project leader of Imahe Labs, an educational game for chemistry in the senior high school and junior high school sectors of Baguio City. For today, we'll be talking about a little bit of why this project has started, what this project is, and what is the impact of this project within the general public. So let's talk a little bit about the rationale. Education is a birthright. But what if that birthright isn't necessarily provided by our system in as much as we would like to? Traditionally, education tends to be non-conforming. It doesn't really take into consideration our students' learning abilities and as well as their pacing. Moreover, motivation isn't necessarily something that we take into consideration as educators and administrators. This is further exemplified with the pandemic and therefore the new normal. This new normal then results to the adjustment of our subject curriculum and topics to just have the most essential ones. We didn't really have the facilities or the equipment that we had when we were able to do so. And even then, not everyone has said facilities and equipment. And this is very true for particularly science subjects, particularly chemistry. Based on a little study that we did, chemistry is usually one of the most difficult science subjects that are either taught or learned by the students. And a really important part of chemistry is the experimentation, your laboratory activities. Or if you don't really have your facilities and equipment, then you don't necessarily have the ability to do experiments. And one of the things that we would like to take into consideration is the idea of gamification, taking game elements from video games and then placing them in how we teach students and how we also assess students can help in breaking barriers from our traditional education. So with that, our project, which is Imahe Labs for short, aims to create a game-based learning application for the chemistry subject for the junior high school and senior high school sectors in Baguio City. We will be utilizing what we use for the DepEd curriculum, so it is essentially scalable within the entire nation. We are able to do this by having two types of games. So we have a mobile game version and we have a virtual reality version. So the mobile game version is essentially accessible to everyone. So you can do your laboratory experiments, you can review every single thing that you've done for your lessons in your chemistry subject, and then place them towards the application. So essentially, it's a learning aid material. This is further exemplified by that virtual reality version. The students are essentially able to create real-life laboratory simulations with what we can do in the normal laboratory setup. They can do this in the comfort of their own home without any risk of injury or any type of risk that you might be able to see in a normal laboratory setup. So the duration of this project is within 2 years, starting from March of this year up until March of 2023. We have been graciously granted by DOSTPH with a total of 6.3 million within those 2 years. And once we've created this project, what can we do with it? Of course, first of all, it helps us increase our passing rate for the chemistry subject, both for junior high school and senior high school students. At the end of the day, even if this is a game, its main idea is for the students to learn and for them to be able to learn better with now compared to what we're doing right now in basic education. It would be better for us to also increase their motivational level, which is the second part. The third part is to have the inclination of use of game-based learning and technology in classes. Having that game-based technology and also game-based learning that would be helpful in not only increasing the passing rate, but also increasing the motivational levels of our students. Next part is we would also like to publish some of the studies related to game-based technology as a means for us to increase the overall body of knowledge. Next part is the integration of technology and game-based learning into the DepEd curriculum so that it would be utilized more in schools regardless of where they are, rural, urban, if they are a public school or a private school. And then the last one is to establish a community of virtual reality groups and as well as laboratories. So the virtual reality group would help solidify the integration of game-based learning in our education system. This virtual reality group would comprise of both developers and educators so that they would be able to work hand in hand and create more projects like these. And with that, that ends our presentation for today. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day ahead.